Thank you, Grace. Secretary Treasurer Valier, would you please take roll call and declare quorum?
Chair Supernall.
Present.
Vice Chair McKibben. Present. Secretary Treasurer Valier. Present. Member Mercer. Member Davis.
Present.
Member Buffalo.
Present.
Member Gibbswater.
Present.
Madam Chair, I declare quorum.
Would you please call for the orders of the day?
Madam Chair, I call for the orders of the day.
Business Committee, are there any corrections to the documents listed as part of the consent agenda? The consent agenda includes the June 21st, 2025 meeting minutes, the directors and subcommittee reports as submitted. Hearing no objection, we'll take the vote. All those in favor of approving the June 21st, 2025 meeting minutes, the directors and subcommittee reports as distributed, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. The ayes have it, and the motion is adopted. The June 21st, 2025 meeting minutes, the directors and subcommittee reports are adopted as distributed. All right, we'll go on to the Business Committee report. The following tribal members passed away since we last met: John Alfred Ray, Ronald E. Stand. Please lift these Quapaw families and all families in your prayers, and let us join in a moment of silence. Done again. Member Mercer, would you please provide a Ray Property Home O-Gah-pah project update?
Yes, Madam Chair, there's not a lot to report. We have, as we said last month, we have 16 families now residing. We have another 2 units that hopefully people will be moving into at the end of July. We're just progressing inside on the remainder with electrical, plumbing, etc., finishing those up so they can be rented out. We just poured floors in the cul-de-sac on the last 3 units in the cul-de-sac. So sometime next week they'll be moving homes down. They have 2 of those completed at the factory, and they'll be bringing those down to get those erected, and it won't be very long until they'll all be standing, and hopefully by the end of the year every house will be occupied.
That's wonderful. Thank you, Member Mercer. Member Gibbswater, would you please give an update on the powwow grounds and longhouse improvements?
Yes, the longhouse improvements, there are still just a few items to install left in the kitchen, and that will be the last part of the project with accompanying dirt work around the longhouse. The Beaver Creek project preliminary schematic is complete, so all the preliminaries are done. Geotech firm has completed the borings, and we finally have back the preliminary report. All design phases are currently at or exceeding 98%. Total, we have 90% drawings for the project, and as we come into the budget season, we're going to be getting together and figuring out how to complete the project regarding funding. But right now, we're still right there at the edge of being all the way, having everything complete on the preliminary side of things. So we're pretty close.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much. Secretary Treasurer Valier, would you please provide, actually, you've got probably 3 different items to update everybody on. The first one being Argo.
Yes, I do. Thank you, Madam Chair. Argo Development Partners have submitted a permit application to the Quapaw Nation. The Quapaw Nation has started the process of reviewing the permit application data, and once all of the relevant Quapaw Nation departments have had an opportunity to review their respective data areas in the permit application, they will compile their information into an impact report. When the impact report is submitted to the Business Committee, we will schedule a public hearing to solicit comments from community members. The public hearing will be announced and publicized in all appropriate media outlets. That one's Argo, and then I have a report on the Proxis project, Roots and Remedies, which I attended last week. So this Praxis Project is a national nonprofit organization that works in partnership with national, regional, state, and local partners to achieve health equity and justice for all communities. Praxis supports policy advocacy and local organizing as part of a comprehensive strategy for change. They emphasize developing fields of work in ways that encourage multi-level and transdisciplinary learning and collaboration across issues, across the country and across the globe. The Praxis Project held their Roots and Remedies event in Little Rock, Arkansas. Roots and Remedies is an annual convening that brings together social justice activists and progressive networks to learn about best practices and explore opportunities for shared work to make communities healthier and safer. They recognized this event was being held on the ancestral lands of the Quapaw Nation. In keeping with their mission and values, they contacted the Quapaw Nation to request a representative who would provide a welcome address along with a land acknowledgement for the event. I was honored to have been selected to provide this address for their event. My experience at this event was that this organization and the participants in the event were respectful, and they all displayed a desire to work together to build stronger communities through collaborative networking. I learned that when different minority groups and communities band together for a common cause, positive change for all communities can be achieved. It was an honor to share a bit of ancestral history and recognition of ancestral lands of the Quapaw Nation to the participants of the Roots and Remedies event. I look forward to continued collaboration with the Praxis Project on issues that are important to the Quapaw Nation. I do have an announcement for, we'd like to appoint Billy Ellick for the vacant position on the Residential Housing Committee. Thank you, Billy, for your commitment to serving your community.
Business Committee, do you concur?
Concur.
Yes.
Yes.
Also, there are 2 vacancies on the Events Committee. If you're interested in serving the Events Committee, please send an email to brent.devine@quapawnation.com along with a statement of what you feel you can contribute to the Events Committee, as well as all appropriate contact information. The deadline for applying for the Events Committee vacant positions is the end of business on Friday, July 25th. Ganagay.
Thank you. Regarding the federal budget recommendations on decreasing the size of the federal government and impacts to the Quapaw Nation, so there's really not anything new to report. However, we continue to actively monitor the situation and communicate any further impacts. Last month, we reported on a DOI consultation that we participated in regarding their reorganization proposal, and the Quapaw Nation did provide official formal comments earlier this month. We announced quite a few months ago that the meat processing plant management agreement with Cypress Valley Meat Company would cease on July 1st, 2025, and we are pleased to announce the transition is complete. We appreciate all the efforts by Executive Director Trenton Stand, Agricultural Director Mitch Albright, Plant Manager Wade Payne, and the entire Human Resources team that have brought us to a good state of readiness for the Quapaw Nation to assume operational management of the plant. And thank you to the entire team. The nation held a number of events over this last month, and I just want to give the highlights. On June 24th, the Quapaw Nation's Environmental Department hosted a comprehensive and strategic planning workshop in collaboration with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to address pressing environmental challenges and to chart a path forward for restoring and protecting our watersheds. It brought together experts, stakeholders, and tribal representatives to examine the full scope of the water resource issues impacting Tar Creek and Spring River watersheds. On June the 25th, the Quapaw Nation Mobile Integrated Health Team conducted a brief class on techniques for helping a person who is choking. The class covered both traditional and new methods. Elders aged 55 and older received a complimentary choker device. The Quapaw Nation Youth and CCDF programs hosted another impactful and meaningful Camp Quapaw during the week of June 23rd to 27th. For children in the 2nd through 12th grade, throughout the week, campers participated in a wide range of cultural and creative activities, including making fans, painting, listening to stories from elders, playing stickball and Indian dice, learning various dances, cooking traditional foods, and making medicine bags. These experiences not only provided fun and engagement, but also helped deepen the children's connection to Quapaw tradition and heritage. A heartfelt thank you goes out to all the volunteers who stepped up to teach and share their knowledge. Your efforts made a lasting impact on our youth and the success of Camp Quapaw. The Quapaw Nation Courts hosted a debt relief amnesty program for traffic citations and delinquent debts on June 30th and July 1st at the Cohota Center. Participants had the chance to pay off all traffic citations and delinquent court debt with a 25% reduction to the balance. The 153rd Annual Quapaw Powwow was a success. A heartfelt thank you to Tony Shawnee and his dedicated powwow committee for their outstanding work in organizing and bringing this year's powwow to life. Your hard work, commitment, and passion helped make the event a memorable and meaningful celebration for all who attended. On July 2nd, Christina and Rachel Sharp led a hands-on workshop teaching participants how to make a traditional Indian football as part of the youth program sponsored by SAMHSA. The class was a great success. Participants learned a new skill and had a lot of fun. Feedback was overwhelmingly positive, with many kids expressing how much they enjoyed both the activity and the opportunity to connect with cultural traditions. Also on the 2nd, the nation held its annual health fair. Gratitude goes out to Megan Freeman, our community health representative, who did a wonderful job organizing this year's event. It was a morning of wellness, community resources, and a variety of health-focused vendors. Following the event was the annual Indian Taco Lunch provided by Rhonda Weaver and her staff at the Elders Activity Center. A big thank you to all of you who always step up and take care of our community. On July the 3rd, CCDF program sponsored a creation station, which was free for everyone. They had snow cones, face painting, and crafts. Also on the 3rd, O-Gah-pah Communications started recording a new project at the Longhouse called Elders Circle of Remembrance, honoring our voices, sharing our stories. Another date to continue recording is being determined and will be announced soon. We do have some current and upcoming events. The Child Care Development Fund Department is seeking contributions for the Regalia program, Closet program. This initiative provides regalia on loan to children so they can experience the joy of dancing in traditional attire. The purpose is to inspire a deeper interest in participation and learning about our cultural traditions. Regalia is available on a first-come, first-served basis. Quapaw tribal members with expertise in crafting traditional regalia for boys and girls from infancy to age 12 are invited to submit a bid to the CCDF department. Tribal member Madeline Jennings is a student at Washington State University in the archaeology program. She's created a community survey for her thesis research, as well as a pedestrian survey of a select historical site in the upcoming months. Madeline is requesting participation in her survey, which can be found on the Quapaw Post Facebook page. This survey is available now until the end of September. Those who complete the survey will be entered to win one of the $20 gift cards to Walmart. The Quapaw Farmers Market takes place on the 1st and 3rd Fridays from now until October from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Everyone is encouraged to stop by, receive a ticket for their monthly drawings, grab a bite to eat, and shop for fresh produce and arts and crafts from local vendors. The Quapaw Nation Library is offering a new, exciting service for its members. Anyone with a Quapaw Nation Library card can access Newsbank. It's a platform that offers full text and digital access to hundreds of newspapers across the United States. It's very easy to get a library card. Just stop by the library and get signed up and learn about all the other programs they have to offer. Save the date for the 14th Annual O-Gah-pah Language Conference next week on July 23rd and 24th at the Downstream Casino and Resort. The event gathers Osage Ponca, Northern Ponca, Quapaw, Kaw, and Omaha communities to support the preservation and revitalization of the O-Gah-pah languages. They encourage registrants to be individually motivated and or affiliated with a tribal language program and language teachers who seek to preserve and revitalize the language. The application has been placed on the Quapaw Nation's website for those who would like to participate. Non-participating guests who only want meals, there is a cost of $25. On July 25th and 26th, the City of Miami is hosting its 4th annual Route 66 Heritage Fest and has invited everyone to attend. Opening ceremonies begin at 6 p.m. both nights. Don't forget your lawn chair. They'll have music, food trucks, marketplace vendors, kids' activities, a cornhole tournament, and a barbecue competition. Final reminder that the Quapaw Nation's general election will be held Saturday, July 26th, and the polls are open from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. here in the community building. On July 28th, there will be a Cybersecurity Planning Committee meeting at 6 p.m. located in the community building. They'll be focusing on ongoing efforts to meet the upcoming deadline for drafting a comprehensive cybersecurity policy for the Quapaw Nation, and they'll also be addressing the selection of a designated service provider to ensure continuity of technical expertise in the event there is a gap due to loss or job vacancy. The agenda also includes updates on the current challenges and recent cyber incidents. This meeting is open to the public, and they welcome community participation. Attendees will have the opportunity to ask questions and provide input on these important matters. The Quapaw Nation Youth Program is excited to host another Youth Gathering of Nation Americans, GONA, from July 28th to 31st at the Quapaw Nation Fitness Center. The event will run daily from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. and is made possible through generous support from federal grants provided by SAMHSA and VSSA. Due to high interest and participation, registration has already reached full capacity. We're looking forward to a meaningful and engaging experience for all attendees as they explore cultural identity, community building, and personal wellness. The Quapaw Food Sovereignty Department and Cattle Company will be holding another food distribution. Sign-ups will open on August 1st at 8 a.m. August 1st at 8 a.m. and close August 29th at 4 p.m. Each distribution package will contain 10 pounds of ground beef and 2 roasts. Pickup will take place during the week of September 8th through the 13th. The sign-up form will be available on our tribal website beginning August 1st. Please note the service is available only to the head of household and is limited to Quapaw tribal members. The youth program is scheduled a ribbon skirt making class on August 2nd from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Kahota Family Service Craft Room for individuals aged 5 to 24. This class has already reached full capacity, and we thank everyone for their interest and encourage you to stay tuned for future opportunities. CCDF Backpack and School Supply Voucher Giveaway is scheduled for August 1st at the Farmers Market from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. This year, the CCDF program is once again participating with Amazon to provide a convenient and customizable school supply experience with items delivered directly to households. Supplies will be distributed on a first-come, first-served basis while supplies last, and no holds will be allowed. Vouchers are available for children ages 3 to 12 who are enrolled in pre-K, Head Start, or elementary school, and you don't have to be enrolled in the CCDF program to qualify. To receive a voucher, parents or guardians must provide proof of school enrollment, a copy of the child's birth certificate, the child must be present, live within a 100-mile radius, provide an email address, and create an Amazon account. For more information, please visit the nation's website or contact the CCDF department. The Higher Education Department is continuing its classes and hosting another scholarship workshop on August the 6th and 20th, starting at 6:30 p.m. in the community building. The event is available in person and on Microsoft Teams. It's free and open to everyone. To register, please email education.department@quapawnation.com. The Quapaw Nation Department of Public Safety and CCDF program, in partnership with Quapaw, Commerce, and Peoria Fire Departments, is proud to sponsor this year's annual Back to School Bash for students of both Quapaw and Commerce Public Schools. Just like in previous years, the event will include inflatables, food, and games, providing a fun-filled day to celebrate the start of the new school year. This year's bash will take place on Saturday, August the 9th, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Quapaw schools. Moving forward, the school districts have agreed to alternate hosting locations each year. On August the 10th, Voices of the O-Gah-Pah documentary, August 10th, the Voices of the O-Gah-Pah documentary is going to be shown as part of a double feature at the Route 66 Theater in Webb City. Doors open at 5:30 p.m. The show starts at 6. It's a $10 a ticket, and for seniors over 65, tickets are $5. Tickets can be purchased in person or online at secondsundaycinema.com. The youth program will be hosting a bandolier class on August the 16th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Cahota Family Service Craft Room. Open to individuals ages 5 to 24. All supplies for the class will be provided. No experience is needed to participate. Parents are encouraged to join and help. This class is sponsored through a federal grant from SAMHSA. There are still some open spots available, but it's filling up fast. The Quapaw Nation STEM team is having an ice cream goodie package raffle fundraiser. 1 ticket for $1 or 6 tickets for $5. The ice cream basket includes an ice cream maker, rock salt, ice cream mix, chocolate and caramel syrups, fruit toppings, sprinkles, sundae cups, and an ice cream scoop. You can get your tickets at the Quapaw Nation Farmers Market or contact the STEM Fair team at qnstemteam@quapawnation.com. The drawing will be held on Friday, August the 29th, and you don't need to be present to win. They also have Krispy Kreme donuts and ice cream bars in the freezers at the farmers market for sale. In addition to this fundraiser, the Quapaw Nation STEM Fair team is currently seeking donations for an upcoming silent auction to be held later this year. All contributions, regardless of size, are deeply appreciated and will go directly towards supporting this valuable educational program. The Quapaw versus Wyandotte High School football heritage game has been scheduled for September the 5th, and more details will become available soon. The Quapaw Fall Gathering Good Old Days Powwow will be held on Saturday, September the 6th at Beaver Springs Park in Quapaw. This cultural event, organized by the Quapaw Cultural Committee, reflects the traditions of powwows from the early 1900s to the 1960s and will feature a day of dancing, contests, and a traditional meal. Modern elements introduced after the 70s will not be part of this gathering. Additional details can be found online. Earlier that same day, on September the 6th, the Quapaw Nation Powwow Committee is holding a cornhole tournament at the powwow grounds. Registration starts at 8 a.m. The tournament starts at 9, $5 per team to play. Prizes will be given for the top teams. Feel free to register now by contacting Lana Ellick at 918-542-1853 or Powwow Chairman Sean Ellick at 918-290-0026. The flyer is ready and will go out in the next few days. The Quapaw Nation Environmental Office is hosting a Quapaw Wetlands Training Workshop on September 9th through 11th from 9 a.m. to 4:30. This workshop will be focused on ecosystems, restoration techniques, and environmental stewardship. Registration is required and is ideal for environmental professionals, students, and community members interested in wetland restoration and conservation. The Cancer Awareness Committee is holding a Cancer Awareness Golf Scramble on Sunday. That is Sunday, September the 14th at Eagle Creek Golf Club. The cost is $300 per team, and the deadline to enter is August 14th. The committee is also accepting donations for the golf scramble and silent auction. For more information, please contact Jackie Stone at jackie.stone@quapawnation.com. If you want to stay up to date with all the events happening, because there's a lot coming up, you can visit the O-Guah-Pah-communications.com website and click on Notify Me to sign up for text, email, or phone call alerts. So on to the casino financials. So for Quapaw Casino, May 2025 was an excellent month for Quapaw Casino from an earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization EBITDA standpoint. The second best EBITDA in fiscal year 2025. For the month ending May 31st, EBITDA totaled $527,000 with a margin of 24.5%. And in the casino industry, a healthy margin is from 20 to 40%. Quapaw Casino did an excellent job meeting this expectation. May's results exceeded budget expectation by $259,000 and was an increase from May of last year. Fiscal year 2025 currently sitting at $3.3 million, which is 125.1% of the first 8 months of the fiscal year 2025 budget. So for the third quarter of 2025, we're currently at 151.6% of the third quarter budget. It's excellent. The main contributing factor to this positive month was the expense control with a small increase in gross revenue. Let's see, on to, in May 2020, just a couple months ago, received the third pay application from Flimpco for the new casino construction, and they paid $853,000 on Friday, June the 20th, and we're currently working on payments for material supplied vendors. Downstream, June was a stable month. For the month ending June 30th, 2025, EBITDA totaled $6.9 million with a margin of 39.5%. So that's really solid, since in the industry it's from 20 to 40%. So not only is the revenue on par, but expense control is as well. June results missed budget expectations, unfortunately, by $1.3 million, and were lower than June of last year. Debt reduction during June of 2025 increased with the required quarterly principal payment of $6.5 million plus the additional $1 million. So the outstanding loan balance is currently sitting at $107 million. Our next quarterly payment of $6.5 million will be due on September 30th. However, we'll continue paying an additional $1 million for a total of $7.5 million. And at that point, the loan balance will be below $100 million. By September the 30th. Considering we started at $300 million, that is remarkable progress. Saracen net gaming revenues in June continued an impressive streak, finishing as the 6th best month for Saracen. The impressive performance beat budget by 21.8% and prior year by almost 16%. The number one revenue source is slots, with volume and hold continued to experience increases when compared to the prior year. Slot handle beat prior year by 6.5%, and net revenue was up over prior year by 8.3%. Performance against budget resulted in slot net revenue ahead of budget by 20.4%. From a market perspective, Saracen achieved 55.4% of the net gaming revenue for the Central Arkansas gaming market for the month of May. For the year, market share stands at 52.2% of the net gaming revenue for Central Arkansas. Considerable progress has been made on the development of the hotel and event center. From a budget perspective, the development is about 58.7% of the guaranteed maximum price for the general contractor and 53% of the total budget. A majority of the funding has been generated from cash flow from operations. Utilization of the revolving line of credit to supplement cash flow has started, with every effort to minimize the number and amounts of draws. Updates on when the facility will open to the public will be forthcoming, with a preliminary date for a complement of rooms mid-November this year. The Saracen MBA program for Quapaw Nation members has been approved. The inaugural participant has been selected and will begin their journey this fall at the University of Arkansas Little Rock and with Saracen. The Saracen Casino Resort team is excited to continue making progress on significant projects, especially in terms of diversifying cash flows, completing the development of the hotel and event center, and providing the best gaming experience to our guests. Focus continues on building a premier experience to provide future returns for the Quapaw Nation. That was lengthy. That concludes the Business Committee report. Thank you for your patience. All right, let's go on to the subcommittee reports, the O-Gah-pah Wisdom Keepers. Grace?
Okay, June the 26th, we went to Camp Quapaw, and we enjoyed being with two groups of the youth. We told them about Angel Mounds, we told them about the archaeological digs in Arkansas, and we told about the buffalo. And so we had a good session with the kids on that. So that was in June. Certainly with July, we had a general council and the powwow. On the 3rd of July, we started recordings. We've had good success with the interviews, and which turned into a film, Voices of the Quapaw. Now we're doing recordings of our elders. While we can, we want elders to tell their stories, whether it be family or things that they've learned, to have these things recorded. This is the opportunity for them. And so 3 of us were there to do the recordings on July 3rd. We had our monthly meeting on July the 10th. We postponed it a week. And at that meeting, we discussed more about what happened at General Council as far as the Wisdom Keepers. The Wisdom Keepers were given a sum of amount of dollars for a budget, and then also we were it was said that we could deal with the events coordinator for planning events for us. And so we are going to be meeting with Eric next week. As far as finances, Jean Ann Lambert has said she will help us with the budget and also the finances. So we were pleased about that. As far as the coordinator, we have been, Melody came to our meeting, and then also we had Rhonda with the Title VI, because we're still looking at a trip. And in addition to that discussion, we think we have a date in December for our Christmas dinner, but we're just kind of waiting on confirmation on that. We've got a tentative date, I think, on that. July 23rd, 24th will be the language conference. Everett told us about it. So some of our Wisdom Keepers will be attending that. And on July 26th, we'll be voting. Just for your information, on our roll, there are over 600 tribal members who are age 60 plus. Of that, over 400 are age 65 plus, and we vote. Gonna get.
Thank you, Grace. Appreciate that. Cultural Committee?
Good morning.
Morning.
We had quite an extensive meeting yesterday, going over a few things that we had on our agenda. We will be sending in writing a verification of what we would like continuing on the tribal crowns for the participants, the junior and senior princesses and so on and so forth. We are continuing to support what we decided and what we had requested in the first place. And we will be sending a more specific written request to you all. We also talked about the moon backdrop and photo shoot during the powwow that was held, that Risa Proctor brought to the committee prior to the powwow. And several people did participate in that. And so we are planning on building our own and having it available for other functions in the future. So you will also be getting a request, I think, from Everett and Sean to see if we can complete that and if we have approval. We also talked about the conference. Several of us are going to attend that next week. And then, of course, the fall gathering. Well, prior to that, we did have a group of individuals from Arkansas, a man named Mike Rush that has a podcast about Arkansas, and right now he's featuring all of things that happened in the past, and he started out with the Quapaws and interviewed a couple of us. So Betty Uga'xpa and I sponsored a dinner for this group of individuals. They came to the powwow on Saturday, and we had a Quapaw dinner for them at the museum, and thank you for fixing that so that we were allowed to be in there and have the space. We will be sending out thank you participations to those that participated. They were very gracious to us. They gave us a nice donation, and we are going to decide some of the ideas of what to do with that. Of course, we talked about the fall gathering extensively. One thing, correcting, first off, we have added to the, we want everyone to know this. This is very important. Of all of the gatherings that we've had that I've been involved in, people complain because they can't use their camps. This year, we're hopefully having it. It will be on September the 6th, which is Saturday. early enough that it won't be too cold. Hopefully it won't rain, and you can use your camp. The campgrounds will be open from Friday night at 6 p.m. until Sunday night at 10 p.m. And you will be able to come and camp and use your camp at the powwow grounds if you so choose. Friday morning at 8. Oh, sorry, Friday morning at 8, corrected, to Sunday night at 10 p.m. The bathrooms will be available, the electricity will be available, so on and so forth. So there's that for those that want to camp. We will be starting in the morning, of course, with the flags and so on and so forth. Also at 8 a.m., as the chairwoman mentioned, the cornhole tournament has been added as a fundraiser for the powwow. However, when it wasn't $5 per team, it was $50 per team.
Ooh, thank you for the correction.
So
Maybe it was wishful thinking on my part.
here's a flyer, and this is what the flyer looks like, and it'll be on the social media and on the post and so on and so forth. So you can look for it. You can register starting at 8 a.m. or else for information you can call Lana or Sean Ellick. And then on to our agenda for the this flyer also will be online and on the post for the activities during the powwow. We will start in the afternoon with things such as and there'll be no contests, no grand entries, this is an old time powwow. Starting song, round dance, there'll be cakewalks, hat dance, potato dance, lineup dances for best dressed, keenest blanket or shawl, tallest and shortest, Indians. Then we will have, that's at 2 p.m. Supper break at 5 with of course, the traditional dinner. Evening session will start at 6:30 to 9:30 with the starting song again, round dances, intertribals, cakewalks, two steps, hat dance, snake and buffalo, clown dance, and feather pull contest, potato dance, and so on and so forth till the closing song. And after 10 p.m., there'll be stomp dancing. So I think it'll be a full day of activities and old time, how we used to do things back in my day. So anyway, that's about wraps it up, I think, for us. We hope that everyone can attend, plan to be there. We hope the weather cooperates. Everybody can camp that complained because they didn't get to in the past, and have a great time.
Thank you, Barbara. Constitution Committee, Roman? Good morning.
Test. All right, there we go. Since the Constitution Committee last reported, there's been a few developments. One is that a engagement with Stanford has been initiated on the business committee's part, and through that some arrangements have been made. We're still trying to figure out the details of everything involved in that. On July 4th, General Counsel also designated the Constitution Committee to be the point of contact for that information share. So we're sort of in limbo right now. We haven't met or anything. We're waiting on information from the business committee. I've sent 3 emails, one on June 30th, one on July 9th, and one on July 18th, all requesting nearly the exact same thing, and that's the correspondence between the business committee and Stanford. We want to make sure that we have any of our holes filled, all the information to be able to make informed decisions on what was negotiated. The background of that information is really helpful. So I would like to ask now, is there a reason why we can't get that information? Like, there's been no response. Linda Davis, thank you for your 2 responses, but there's been no other response, and the Constitution Committee's waiting on it. I mean, we'd like to move forward.
If you guys don't mind, I'd like to respond to that. So on July 4th, of course, General Counsel, by majority vote, decided to enter into a memo of understanding with Stanford. Number 2, the MOU needs to be signed by resolution no later than the beginning of September 2025. And third, the point of contact be the Constitution Committee, just as you stated. Therefore, the Constitution Committee needs to support the fulfillment of all these obligations in order for the Business Committee to sign the resolution authorizing the execution of the MOU. That resolution needs to be provided no later than August the 1st, 2025, to get it on the BC agenda. I recommend someone from the Constitution Committee get in contact with Stanford Law if you have not already done so. Your request for any prior email communication with Stanford Law is denied. It's not standard practice, nor required, that such privileged communications be disclosed to a subordinate subcommittee of the Business Committee, especially where doing so could compromise the confidentiality or legal posture of the nation. General Counsel has reviewed and resolved this matter, and I consider it closed unless otherwise directed by the full Business Committee.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Was expecting this. The Business Committee has entered into a negotiation with Rocky Mountain Drafting and Consulting. That's me. I'm reporting here as that, not just the chair. A part of that contract is that I'm entitled to that information by the contract that you negotiated and signed, and your legal counsel also negotiated along with me. The full, complete record of that is what I'm requesting. It's not problematic. The Business Committee, I don't know what's going on here. Why aren't you willing to hold your chair accountable? You know something happened in the background that you are not compelling her to do. You are sitting here watching this usurpation of authority take place. And you're all right with it. All of you, you're all right with it.
I'm not all right. I believe you should have, it's supposed to be FOIA. But in our governing document, it says everything should be an open book.
It does.
You should walk in, any member of Quapaw Nation should be able to walk in and ask for this. That was before the FOIA was established. So at that point in past administrations, obviously it was not available, but any Quapaw Nation member should be able to walk in and ask for something and be able to see it. You know, the FOIA does give some advance notice to gather documents, but I believe that any Quapaw Nation member should be able to walk in and see this thing, you know, as long as it doesn't compromise, put us at legal risk and jeopardize putting us, like I said, in danger of some kind of legal repercussions. The notes that we had in the meeting with Stanford should be available to you, in my opinion. I'll give you a brief rundown. My point of view on the meeting with Stanford was I think it was a good, productive meeting. I do like the Constitution, some parts I don't. I like our governing resolution, some parts, a lot of parts I don't. And I would like to see those documents meshed somewhat because I think there's a lot of good things in both. And there's a lot of bad things in both. But I think with the legal expertise that Stanford could provide, I think we are sitting in a good place to get a great legal opinion from some great minds.
And Roman, just to answer your question, I did not reply because I held no information to turn over. So therefore, by previous business practices where I worked before, I didn't answer it because I had nothing to answer to. Maybe I should have said I hold no information. And if that's the case, I would apologize for that. But I kept no records of the meeting. That I rely on our secretary who keeps the meetings. So otherwise, I don't keep information that doesn't really belong to me. It belongs to the nation.
Larry, thank you. I'm in the same boat as him, which is something that me and you talked about in person during General Council. Same boat as Larry. I didn't hold any information other than the meeting, and I didn't keep notes. I allowed, or didn't allow, but I backed away and allowed the secretary to do her job to keep the notes. So when you say that all of us, no one else replied to anything, we spoke about this in person. I just want to be clear.
I appreciate that, yep. And I agree, we did have that side conversation. Just failed to mention that.
Roman, your original request was for email communications between us, any of us, and Stanford. Linda Davis provided you with that information based on that. So I did not reply to that request because she had responded to you and given you the email communications that we had had. And that's what we had. I do have notes. Your second request in your response, since we didn't respond to the, only Linda responded to your first one, your second request added other things. And one of those things was the notes. And I do have the notes from that meeting, and I am happy to send those to you for the notes that's from the meeting that we had with Stanford, sorry.
Thank you. Just to re-clarify, in that last letter, I'm requesting all correspondence, which is the initial email that reached out to Stanford and said, hey, we would like to take this over for whatever reason. We need to have that background. Whatever that conversation was, whether it was phone call, whether it was email, we need a report on that information. We've got to be able to document that and move forward. Like that is all necessary information for our committee.
Does having that information or not having that information stop you from being able to contact Stanford and continue discussions with them?
It does not, but it does support this nation's position if the Constitution Committee and the Business Committee are on the same page, trying to work as a team, which is what our committee has been trying to do, is be a team with you this whole time. And this committee has pushed up against us abrasively multiple times, and this is another one of them. We have tried multiple times, and we can't get that assistance.
So if the business committee decides, I'll turn everything over. It's up to you guys by majority vote.
Aye. Turn it over. Well, I mean, you speak to the fact, and this is multiple occasions where I sit in on Constitution Committee meetings and different conversations with different tribal members. But openly, it's always the same tune to work together. And I understand that, I understand that. But then there have been so many different fracture points that the business committee input is really not wanted nor needed for the people's input, which kind of confuses me to begin with because as I understand it, are we BC members first or are we also members of General Council? So, I mean, what comes first? But I've ran into abrasion points too myself, which I expressed to you during those Native Nation meetings that we had. I expressed that to you and Billy both, and I'm pretty sure Vince. So I don't understand all those different abrasion points that you're bringing up. As far as I'm concerned, turn the information over and let you all handle it. Do what General Counsel said and allow you guys to be the point of contact, allow you guys to handle it. Because if the input of the BC collectively, as it's always thrown out, is not really wanted, then why am I obligated to offer my opinion on a lot of these things?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's how I feel, and I'm just trying to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to be very open and honest.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as I'm concerned, turn the information over and allow you guys to handle and do what General Counsel set you guys out to do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know
I
if that
agree,
makes any
and
sense.
I apologize. I don't want to risk internal political strife between the Business Committee and the Constitution Committee and any other entity or individuals within the nation to put this opportunity at risk, because I myself, it's my own personal opinion, believe this is a great opportunity to have these legal minds looking at this document for us. I mean, this could be a once in a nation opportunity for us for,
Yes.
for this time frames. We've never had access. And, opinion aside on lawyers, I know we all share our opinion on attorneys and lawyers, but they're a way of life these days in the world we live in. So I don't want political strife between the Business Committee and the Constitution Committee and any other part to put this opportunity at risk for us. That's
And if I could just kindly add, Roman, if I can recall an email I think that it was the Constitution Committee that thanked us for your ability to move without our input and backing up what Mans has said. So if I've neglected, I apologize for that. But in my personal thinking, I have not felt like I have neglected, because I have felt that what General Counsel wanted was the Constitution Committee as representing our General Counsel, not that political input from us for any bias thoughts. So if I have offended anybody on the Constitution Committee, I will wholeheartedly apologize right here in front of everybody. So that's my 2 cents. And then back to quickly, as far as the recap on the June 25th meeting, I would say that Winna did a great job as far as recapping the notes from that meeting. And then I'm sure, like Linda said, she has additional notes that she has as well. So more than welcome. Gonna go.
You'll see that my notes and Mina's notes state a lot of the same things. I might have just a little bit extra, because I'm a little bit more extraneous with some of the things that I put in my notes. But I will be happy to share that. I do have to say on a personal note that I don't feel like there has been, I myself feel like I have been cooperative with the Constitution Committee. I know that there's been times that I went to some of the Constitution Committee meetings and kind of gave a little bit of my input before I was even on the Business Committee. And there's been other times that I have joined in during Constitution Committee meetings just to listen in and see how things were going on. And I tried to make myself available to you if you guys needed anything from me. But at the same time, as Linda stated, I tried to keep the political part out of it, because I didn't want to have any political and undue influence in what you guys did. And I very much respect the time and effort that you guys put into creating that draft constitution. And I want to thank you all for doing that. Again, I'm always here and I'm always open for anything, any questions that you may have of me to be able to help out with this, with all of this. And yes, I do agree that we should be acting, sorry, there's a fly. that we should be working in concert with each other.
Well, Roman, I offer no apology, because I've done exactly what the General Counsel wanted. We stayed clear of the Constitution Committee meetings. We did not try to influence you. So what do I have to apologize for? I don't take that as being abrasive. I'm just following General Counsel direction. I don't know what the abrasions are that you're talking about, but I can't apologize for something I know nothing of.
I completely respect that, Lloyd, and I don't think that those abrasions, well, you know what, we brought them out, okay. Primary is in September of 2024, the night before Constitution Committee meeting was supposed to, the Constitution Committee was supposed to help with some of these amendments that we wanted to propose. It's my understanding that there was a business committee meeting where a member, you, Lloyd, you asked the attorney if it was proper to call for a motion privilege to disband the Constitution Committee. You asked that.
I do not recall that, Roman, I'll be honest.
Well, there's a member there that sitting next to you that disagrees. And then, not only that, that's why we were ready for it, is because a business committee member tried to share that with us ahead of time. And I let my frustration and disappointment know in the rest of you who were a part of that meeting how disappointed I was directly in you as individuals, because you were there and you listened to that take place. And that the following day, it went exactly as it was talked about. We could go back and watch the video. It was orchestrated, it was planned, it was scripted, and I'd be happy to provide that for anybody who wants to go back and look at it. September 7th, whenever they proposed to disband the Constitution Committee, Go back and watch the video for yourselves. You be the judge, 100% scripted by this committee. And when I say this committee, I know you weren't at that meeting whenever or you were late to the meeting whenever they were talking about this. But I'm saying this committee as a collective. You were all a part of that. Abusing Robert's Rules of Order to put a stop to what General Counsel has asked for. The Constitution Committee. You all knew the timeline. You didn't try to stop the time or stop this from happening. There was no direction, there was no support. So when I talk about abrasiveness, that, sir, is abrasive. That's what I'm referring to.
I do not recall that discussion, Roman.
Okay. But to allow whether the discussion happened or not, the action happened at General Counsel, and there was no action by this committee. That itself, that inaction, is your action, sir.
I don't
That is
consider
the
a privileged
abrasiveness that I
motion.
speak of. That is one thing, and that is a major thing. And since that time, we have been in a whirlwind of garbage coming forward. We were in a good position to fix our governing resolution. But now we still have the governing resolution that this committee won't even fix. You won't even address it. General Counsel has asked this committee to address that. We tabled it until all the information could come back to General Counsel. Still crickets. This committee, so when I talk about abrasion, this is what I'm talking about. These are very clear, very large items that as a collective, this business committee is choosing to not participate in. When it's your duty, that, sir, is abrasion. So I don't mean anything personally. Member Davis, Member Giveswater, Member Valier, nothing personally. Our Constitution Committee we appreciate all of you who have showed up to the meetings. And you provided excellent feedback, and you also provided the opinions on both the governmental side and your personal side. And all of it was taken wholeheartedly, and we appreciate that. So there's no jab at you individual in that. What I'm speaking to is the concert of the business committee as a whole. And if you don't know all of this, what's going on, there's a reason why. And it's because all of this stuff isn't being done in the open. We have a process for this. That is abrasion.
General Counsel decided on July the 4th, through the motions that were not only made, but voted on and carried. General Counsel has made its decision.
Yes. I'll move on.
I apologize because I know there was a motion to recall a general counsel. I didn't take that initiative upon myself as a member of this committee to ask, hey, why are we not calling this general counsel within 30 days? Because there was a motion made to have another general counsel. So I apologize I failed as my duty as a vice chair to try to suggest, hey, are we going to call this other general counsel? I never did that. So I apologize to everybody for not taking that initiative myself, because we're all responsible, because that was a general counsel motion and we failed to carry that out as well. So.
And as clarification, Roman, this committee did not table it. The general counsel tabled it.
Yes. Mm-hmm. For it to be called 30 days. And I believe a response from this committee that has been held by multiple members of this committee is additional abrasion, that it was a waste of time and money, quote, okay? A waste of time and money. And a lot of this was by members of this business committee, was placed on the Constitution Committee's head, particularly mine, for wanting to follow the rules. That was it. We put away a certain number of amendments. We wanted those certain number of amendments to be brought back. That's all we asked for. That's what we were asking. I didn't lead the tabling motion. Matter of fact, the chair is the one that suggested to the member of the general counsel that she should table it. She should request to table it. So she acquiesced to the chair's request, not to anything that we did. We had nothing to do with the tarot. We had nothing to do with the election committee. Now, the other one with a 4-year term, that was 100% out of order, and that was not in our meeting. That was not in our meeting. That is not in our meeting.
Point of order.
Point of order,
That is
please.
not, That was not in our meeting. That did not come up. If we could, okay, I'll take it. Call me a liar. Okay, I'll take it. We'll go back and look at the records, and if I'm a liar, you could prove the records the first time that the mention of a 4-year term came up, because it was after that meeting. The first time our committee heard about it was when we were sitting in here in that November, and it appeared on our handouts. That is the first time we heard about that, the 4-year term. We didn't hear about it before. It wasn't in the meeting. All that other stuff was in the meeting. That wasn't in the meeting. So yes, call me a liar. I'll get you the proof. I'll get you the proof. So you're saying that I'm lying?
Point of order in the meeting, if
You're saying I'm lying?
we would just, this is a subcommittee report.
No, I'm not.
If we can just allow Roman to address the business committee.
So the 4-year term, we'll take that. I'll take that. That was on our plate. Should have been on our plate. Should have remained on our plate. And I wish I had opportunity to bring it up ahead of time. But we were in the middle of a 2-week writing session developing a constitution. That wasn't our focus to do that before General Counsel. We were getting a document developed. That was 100% of our time. So I apologize if I didn't say anything after that meeting whenever I seen it. But that wasn't my responsibility either. That is the parliamentarian who allowed that to come forward. We have a lawyer who I'm sure vetted all of these and approved all of these to come forward. And that further, like abrasion, this is more. That further highlights the inability and the waste of money that our lawyer allowed us to do by bringing these general counsels forward in the way that we did. That's not us. I mean, the general counsel with the 4 years, that was, all right? That was. There was an opportunity to remove that from our plate. That would have been the proper thing to do, to remove that authority, to remove that business from our plate. I believe Juliet was even moving to the microphone to do that.
Roman, can I ask you a quick question?
Yes.
Is belaboring all of the stuff in the past going to help us move forward?
Thank you. Thank you.
Can we
yes.
move forward
Yes and no.
with
We can move forward with the proper
where
recognition
we're
of
at
the
now?
things that we're
Because
that
where
doing
we're
right.
at now is that we have this MOU that with Stanford.
I've never seen a
that
draft.
needs to
have
be.
you? I've never seen a draft. Have you?
No, I have not seen a draft. So if the Constitution Committee can just go ahead and move forward based on the things that have just recently happened with General Counsel and the direction that's been given by General Counsel for us to enter into that MOU with Stanford, because I don't believe that belaboring everything in the past is constructive at this point. We're where we are now. We have a draft. The draft has been presented to General Counsel. General Counsel has directed us to move forward with having Stanford review it. Let's move forward from there, please.
I respectfully disagree with that. That it doesn't do our nation well to brush it under the rug. Okay, it doesn't.
Are we asking for it to
And-
be rushed
and-
under the rug?
You're asking just to move forward and not to continue to talk
I'm
about.
asking us to
You
move
feel
forward.
belabored,
I'm asking
Madam
us to
Secretary
work
Treasurer.
together and keep moving our people forward and not belaboring the past.
I'm all for that, but I also believe you're entitled to the notes and emails and things between all business committee members, correspondence between us, you all, Stanford, and whoever else. That's just my opinion.
I believe we have a motion on the floor that was, or for the business committee, to provide that information to them. I'd like to have an amendment to that and provide everything in there, but have the ability to redact those personal and confidential information that should not be made public, or request that the Constitution Committee please keep the information that is personal and confidential, keep that information confidential.
Yes, ma'am. Just ask that it be marked confidential.
Second? Joey, yes. Thank you.
All those in favor of adopting the motion as amended, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? And I'm recused.
Thank
Ayes
you.
have it, the motion carries.
Thank you.
Okay, so we've got 2 abstentions. Okay. 3 abstains.
But I did want to make one more comment, Roman, and that is when you don't have to come to the microphone. It's nothing personal. When Constitution Committee first started, I joined sessions, and every time I came on during the conversation, somewhere there was a comment, "Oh, guys, we have a business committee member present." And I took from that, whether right or wrong, that a member of the business committee was not welcomed during the discussion because it was assigned by general counsel to the Constitution Committee. And therefore, I did not participate anymore within that. I stayed out of the way, even though as a tribal member, I had that right to come in. I personally did not want to confuse the job as a business committee member with tribal member and have any repercussions for either side. And I just wanted to make that clear.
I too
Thank
had
you.
that same experience. It was noted that a business committee member, because I was participating virtually, and at that point I declined because I didn't want to create any type of I just didn't want it to be construed as any bias in any way, shape, or form. I wanted that to be your document, the Constitution Committee document. So I will blatantly admit I refrained from participating in any other meetings because I did not want that to appear in any way, shape, or form.
Thank you, Roman. Election Committee, Frank Frazier.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Quite a conversation before. Okay, next Saturday in this building, 9 to 5, we will have our annual election. Now, this week, if something comes up and you know you're going to be gone Saturday, we still have absentee packets available. You can pick them up over at the administration building. You can take them out to your car, fill them out, bring them back in, drop them in the ballot box. But if you take them home, they have to be returned by 5 o'clock on Friday. As we're aware, administration, they all close at 4 o'clock. The election committee will be here at 4 o'clock to keep the doors open till 5. And again, as we stated, 9 to 5. Also, for any candidates who wish to have a observer on hand to watch the proceedings, you need to send a note to Carrie or the election committee to note who your observer is before Friday at close, because that's in our governing resolutions and in our election ordinances. Also, if you don't have one of the new voters cards, that's all you need. We will not have to ask for a driver's license, plus I know a lot of people like to really dig out that little red card and display it, and some of them look like they're brand new, which is really amazing. But, got it upside down. And if you're camera shy, you can request one of these without a picture. I finally got my grandson after 3 years to come and get his, and he showed it to me, and I said, "Hey, where's your picture?" And he said, "It wasn't a good day. I didn't want to look that bad." So it's your option if you want to have your picture taken on it or not. It does not take very much time. They can do it right over at the administration building. Probably doesn't take more than 10 minutes to go in and get you a new card. But again, 9 to 5 in this building next Saturday. We welcome everybody that wants to come in and vote. Everybody have a good week. Think about who you want to vote for. Vote with your heart, and let's make good decisions. Thank you.
Thank you, Frank. Are there any other subcommittees that would like to address today? Mr. Cybersecurity.
That's right. Just a reminder that this Monday we're going to have our first open meeting for the Cybersecurity Planning Committee. And as a Constitution Committee just discussed, I don't know if anyone knows, but this is probably one of the reasons we need a Cybersecurity Planning Committee. It's really not best practice for people to reach out to individuals to get their data straight from the individuals. So this is just one example of something we would be considering in the Cybersecurity Planning Committee is who do we contact to get information requests, and how do we categorize things in the process by which that everybody's informed and that the data is protected. So these things like this, please come and give your input as we're developing this.
And what time is that, Mikhail, on Monday, the 21st?
It'll be at 6 p.m.
6 p.m. here? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mikhail. All right, other subcommittees? Oh, I see our powwow chairman, Mr. Sean Ellick.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I just want to again say thank you to the Quapaw people for voting me and putting their trust in me for this next year's dance. We got a lot of things going to happen and go on. First one, of course, is that cornhole tournament. We have planned for a 3-on-3 basketball tournament in March to be held at the gymnasium, co-ed for all ages, prizes to be given out and everything for that. We're going to have some, during the powwow, we're going to have day events. We're going to have cornhole and horseshoe tournaments. Planning on having a hand game one afternoon in the longhouse. Indian football one day. But what I really wanted to pinpoint today is August 1st, I'm going to open up a art contest to design for our t-shirts to all Quapaw people that want to try to display their art on our shirt for this next year. We're going to have that open from August 1st to November 1st. Yeah, November 1st. We're going to pick 4, but the main one's art will be displayed on the t-shirt for the powwow next year. The other 3, we're going to put on the brick walls up on the seating. We're going to allow them a chance to come in and put it up there and put it first place, second place, third place, fourth place. That way, everybody that comes in sees what kind of talent we have as Quapaw artists that are in our nation that we don't know. So that's that was one of my main things that I wanted to talk about this morning. So I just wanted to let you all know that, and just little heads up, we got some things coming up, some benefits that we're going to do, and they'll be posted on the Post and all the social media platforms. The registration for the art contest will be on the Quapaw Post. You can fill it out and then send your drawings in by November 1st, and then we'll pick a winner and let everybody, we'll showcase them and let everybody know who's going to.
It's fantastic. Thank you,
So,
Sean.
Just wanted to let you all know that.
So what
Thank
you're
you.
saying, if we plan to participate, we need to get to practicing.
Yeah, yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, you got till November 1st. It can be stick figures, anything. Yeah, finger paintings, anything. But yeah, and it's open to all ages too, so all Quapaws. So thank you.
Thank you, Sean.
Thank you. Okay, so any other subcommittees? All right, let's go on to the executive director reports. So those reports are targeted to the business committee. If others in attendance this morning have questions regarding their reports, please pose your questions during open forum. The executive director reports were posted on the website, tribal website, earlier this week. Eric Boone, CFO, do you have anything to report beyond your posted report?
I have nothing to add, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Eric. Trenton Stand, Executive Director of Resource Management.
I have nothing to add, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Trenton. Jerry Helms, Executive Director, Quapaw Facilities Authority.
I have nothing to add, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Jerry. Steve Stand, Executive Director, Tribal Member Services.
I have nothing further to add, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Steve. Brad Bernard, Interim Chief Marshal. Do you have anything to report beyond your posted report?
I have nothing to add, Madam Chair.
Thank you, sir. Everett Bandy, Executive Director of Culture.
I have nothing beyond my online report, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Everett. Barry Lindiff, Executive Director, O-Gah-Pah Communications and Events. No running.
Nothing to add, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Barry. All right, let's go on to the electronic polls. Member Mercer, would you please take the very first one?
Yes, Madam Chair. This is poll number 44115. It is signing the amendment to the solar agreement. This poll is for authorizing Weena Supernaut to sign and execute the amended June 27, 2024 agreement with the solar company for the design and installation of solar power energy projects. This was sent to a poll because of the uncertainty with the proposed federal budget. The approval count was 7, and the certification date was 6/24/25, 7:04 a.m.
Member Buffalo, would you please take, 44123?
Requested by Weena Supernaut. This poll is for approval of amending and submitting the FY 2025 Indian Housing Plan under the HOSLA regulation. This is sent to a poll so the plan can be prepared and submitted by July 18th. It was approved by the vote of 7-0, certified on 6/20. Well, I think that's the wrong date, but it wasn't certified in June. That one? Okay. I'm talking about the other one then. Certified 6/26/2025.
Vice Chair McKibben, would you take 44132?
Yes, ma'am. Poll number 44132 is a poll to approve a human resources contract. This poll is authorizing Chair Weena Supernaut to sign and facilitate 3-month human resource contract. This was sent to a poll because the prior contract expired on July 1st. This poll was approved and certified 5-2 on 6/26/25 at 11:02 a.m.
Thank you. I'll go ahead and take the next two. It's poll number 44134 to approve submission of the Farmers Market Promotion Program USDA grant. The poll is to approve the submission of the Farmers Market Promotion Program USDA grant. Was sent to the poll because the deadline was June the 27th. It was approved unanimously and certified on June the 26th. This next one's really similar, but they are different. 44135 is to approve submission of the Local Food Program USDA grant. Poll was to approve the submission of the Local Food Promotion Program USDA grant. This was sent to a poll because the deadline was June the 27th. It was approved unanimously and certified on June the 26th. Secretary Treasurer Valier, would you take 44139?
Certainly, Madam Chair. Poll number 44139, approval of purchasing restricted interest in land. This poll is for approving the purchase of restricted interest in land, surface only, located under the jurisdiction of the Quapaw Nation, and to approve the Quapaw Nation chair and/or authorized representative to execute the purchase on behalf of the Quapaw Nation. This was sent to a poll to expedite said purchase. It was approved unanimously. Certified date is 6/26/2025.
Member Davis, would you please take the next one?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. This is poll number 44145, is approving the submission of the Fall 2025 Tribal Youth Programming Grant. This poll is for approving Chair Weena Supernaut to sign and execute the Office of Juvenile Affairs Fall 2025 Tribal Youth Programming Grant. This was sent to a poll because the deadline for submission is July 2nd. The approval count was 7, and it was certified June 30th, 2025.
Member Gibbswater, would you please take the last one?
Yes, ma'am. Poll number 44250, approve the FY 2026 Indian Housing Plan. This poll is to approve the fiscal year 2026 Indian Housing Plan. This was sent to a poll because the deadline is at 12 p.m. on the 18th of July. There's unanimous approval, and it's certified 7/18/2025 at 9:39 a.m.
Madam Chair, I would move to adopt the electronic polls that have been presented.
Second.
Business Committee, is there any discussion on these electronic polls? Hearing no discussion, we'll proceed to the vote. All those in favor of approving the electronic polls as submitted, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say no. The ayes have it, and the motion carries. Let's go on to new business. Member Mercer, would you take 071925-A?
Yes, Madam Chair. Resolution number 071925A. This is a resolution to approve a memorandum of agreement among the United States Forest Service, Ozark St. Francis National Forest Advisory Council on Historic Preservation, Arkansas State Historic Preservation Office, the Osage Nation, and the Quapaw Nation regarding the renovation of the Blanchard Springs Caverns Visitors Information Center and Blanchard Springs Caverns on the Sycamore Ranger District of the Ozark St. Francis National Forest, Stone County, Arkansas. Whereas the Ozark St. Francis National Forest has determined that renovations to Blanchard Springs Caverns, a traditional cultural property, and Blanchard Springs Caverns Visitor Center will result in an adverse effect requiring a memorandum of agreement to mitigate the impact to the site. Whereas the Quapaw Nation Business Committee desires to approve such agreement effective immediately upon its execution by the last party to sign in interest of protecting the nation's valuable and irreplaceable culture and historic information and resources. Therefore, be it resolved that the memorandum of agreement is hereby approved, and further that the chair is hereby authorized to execute and deliver such agreement on behalf of the nation. Madam Chair, I recommend that we adopt Resolution 071925A.
Second.
Got a motion on the floor to approve Resolution 071925-A. Business Committee, is there any discussion? Let's go to the vote. All those in favor of approving Resolution 071925-A, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say no. The motion carries. Resolution 071925-A is approved. Member Buffalo, would you please take 071925-B?
Yes. A resolution authorizing the appointment of Justice Gregory H. Bigler, Darrell R. Dowdy, and Roger F. Wiley. Whereas in 2019, and pursuant to resolution number 0622018A, the Business Committee appointed Gregory H. Bigler, Darrell R. Dowdy, and Robert F. Wiley as Justice of the nation's Supreme Court. Whereas a resolution number 622018A, Justice Bigler, Justice Dowdy, and Justice Wiley's terms of office continued through January 31st, 2020, and thereafter on a month-to-month basis until the Business Committee took further action concerning the appointment. Whereas the Business Committee desires to appoint Justice Bigler, Dowdy, and Wiley for new terms of office. Now therefore be it resolved that Quapaw Nation Business Committee hereby appoints Gregory H. Bigler, Darrell R. Dowdy, and Robert F. Wiley as Justice in the nation's Supreme Court to start the terms of office on taking their oath of office. Be it further resolved, the appointment of Gregory H. Bigler, Darrell R. Dowdy, and Robert F. Wiley as Justice of the nation's Supreme Court will be subject to the terms and conditions of the attached agreement, appointment of contract between the nation and their respective justice. Be it further resolved that on taking oaths of office, Justice Bigler, Dowdy, and Wiley are hereby empowered to issue judgment, perform the duties of their offices, and otherwise conduct the business of the nation's Supreme Court. Madam Chair, I move to adopt this resolution.
We have a motion on the floor to approve Resolution 071925-B. Business Committee, is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll go to the vote. All those in favor of approving Resolution 071925-B, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say no. Motion carries. Resolution 071925-B is approved. Vice Chair McKibben, would you please take 071925-C?
Yes, ma'am. Resolution number 071925-C, a resolution to authorize fiber optic right-of-way request from Northeast Rural Services, DBA Bolt Fiber Incorporated, and to authorize the execution of the right-of-way on behalf of Quapaw Nation. Whereas the Quapaw Nation Business Committee supports and requests the right-of-way located within the property formerly known as the Ray property and now known as Uga'xpa, described in Exhibit A. The nation further agrees that the right-of-way term is perpetual, providing right-of-way or another appropriate document does not have the authority to grant easements within the below described right-of-way without approval of the landowners. Therefore, be it resolved by the Quapaw Nation Business Committee that the tribal chairperson or secretary treasurer or an authorized representative of Quapaw Nation is hereby authorized to execute said right-of-way and to promote tribal self-determination and such other uses as may be determined, including commercial operations acceptable to the grantee. I make a motion to adopt resolution number 071925-C.
We have a motion to adopt Resolution 071925-C. Business Committee, is there any discussion? Hearing none, let's go to the vote. All those in favor of approving Resolution 071925-C, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. The motion carries. Resolution 071925-C is approved. I'll go ahead and take the next one. It's Resolution 071925-D. It's a resolution requesting the Secretary of Interior to take a parcel of land consisting of approximately 281.98 acres, more or less, into trust for the benefit of the Quapaw Nation. Therefore, be it resolved that the Quapaw Nation Business Committee deems it appropriate and in the best interest of the tribe to apply and have title to the property as defined herein placed into trust by the United States of America for the benefit of the tribe. Therefore, further resolved, the Quapaw Nation Business Committee hereby requests that the Secretary of the Interior, by and through his or her authorized representative, take into trust title to the above referenced property of approximately 281.98 acres, more or less, for the benefit of the Quapaw Nation. And therefore, be it finally resolved, the Quapaw Nation Business Committee hereby authorizes the chairperson of the Business Committee, vice chair of the Business Committee, or an authorized representative of the Business Committee to execute and submit a fee to trust application with respect to the property to the Bureau of Indian Affairs and to execute, grant deeds, and conveying title to the subject property to the United States of America to be held in trust for the Quapaw Nation. I moved to approve Resolution 071925-D.
Second.
We have a motion to approve Resolution 071925-D. Business Committee, is there any discussion? There was one thing I wanted to point out. This is the what was formerly known as the Compton property. Hearing no further discussion, let's go to the vote. All those in favor of adopting Resolution 071925-D, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. Resolution number 071925-D is approved. Secretary Treasurer Valier, would you actually please take the next two?
Certainly, Madam Chair. Resolution number 071925-E, a resolution authorizing the purchase of fee property and authorizing the chairperson or an authorized representative to execute the purchase on behalf of the Quapaw Nation. Whereas the Quapaw Nation Business Committee supports the purchase of property and have agreed for the outright purchase of the property. Therefore, be it resolved that by the Business Committee of the Quapaw Nation that the tribal chairperson or an authorized representative of a Quapaw Nation is hereby authorized to negotiate and execute the purchase of the land and to promote tribal self-determination and such other uses as may be determined. Madam Chair, I move that we adopt Resolution number 071925-E.
Second.
We have a motion to approve Resolution 071925-E. Business Committee, is there any discussion? Let's go to the vote. All those in favor of approving Resolution 071925-E, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. The motion carries. Resolution 071925-E is approved.
Resolution number 071925-F, a resolution to authorize the use of trust restricted land located under the jurisdiction of the Quapaw Nation for mowing and baling, and to authorize the execution of the mow and bale permit on behalf of the Quapaw Nation. Whereas the Quapaw Nation Business Committee supports mowing and baling the allotment town lots, as well as clean up any trash or debris found on the town lots while mowing and baling, and in return will be keeping all the hay that is produced. Therefore, be it resolved that the Quapaw Nation Business Committee agrees to approve said permit supporting requests to mow and bale, and in exchange will keep all the hay that is produced. Madam Chair, I move to adopt resolution number 071925-F.
Second.
Got a motion to approve resolution 071925-F. Business Committee, is there any discussion? All those in favor of approving resolution 071925-F, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say no.
Madam Chair, I recuse myself.
Thank you. The motion carries and resolution 071925-F is approved. Member Davis, would you please take 071925-G?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. Resolution number 071925-G. This is a resolution requesting the Secretary of Interior to take a parcel of land consisting of approximately 5 acres, more or less, into trust for the benefit of the Quapaw Nation. Whereas the Quapaw Nation Business Committee desires that title to the land described below, hereinafter referred to as the property, be conveyed to the United States of America in trust for the Quapaw Nation. Therefore, be it resolved that the Quapaw Nation Business Committee deems it appropriate and in the best interest of the tribe to apply to have title to the property as defined here and placed into trust by the United States of America for the benefit of the tribe. Therefore, be it further resolved, the Quapaw Nation Business Committee hereby requests that the Secretary of the Interior, by and through his or her authorized representative, take into trust title to the above referenced property of approximately 5 acres, more or less, for the benefit of the Quapaw Nation. And therefore, be it finally resolved, the Quapaw Nation Business Committee hereby authorizes the chairperson of the Business Committee, vice chair of the Business Committee, or an authorized representative of the Business Committee to execute and submit a fee to trust application with respect to the property described herein referred to as the former Arkansas property to the Bureau of Indian Affairs, and to execute grant deeds and conveying title to the subject property to the United States of America to be held in trust for the Quapaw Nation. Madam Chair, I would so move to adopt resolution number 071925-G.
Got a motion to approve resolution 071925-G. Business Committee, is there any discussion? Go to the vote. All those in favor of approving resolution 071925-G, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, say no. Motion carries and resolution 071925-G is approved. Member Gibbs Water, would you please take the last one?
Yes, ma'am. Resolution number 071925-H. A resolution to approve the revisions to the Quapaw Nation Fitness Center policies and guidelines. Whereas the Quapaw Nation Fitness Center policies and guidelines require updating for organizational procedures and structure. Therefore, be it resolved that the attached Quapaw Nation Fitness Center policies and guidelines for the Quapaw Nation Fitness Center have been updated and are hereby revised for the operation of the Quapaw Nation Fitness Center, and shall constitute policy until such time the Quapaw Nation Business Committee deems it necessary and prudent to modify or change these policies and guidelines. Madam Chair, I so move to approve resolution number 071925-H.
I have a motion to approve resolution 071925-H. Business Committee, is there any discussion? All those in favor of approving resolution 071925-H, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, say no. Motion carries. Resolution 071925-H is approved. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and go on to donations. The first, I don't know if those will be done at the same time. Peyton and Cash Finn.
So this says it's for the INFR, and it is, but we also rodeo everywhere. I mean, like the kids, we're looking at going to Arizona. Florida also has an Indian rodeo as well, but we also do a lot of other associations. They both breakaway, they both team rope. So it would not only just be a donation, but an advertisement opportunity for our names to be recognized in the rodeo world as well. So whatever sponsorship, advertisement, donation would be greatly appreciated. If you guys do decide to do that, our other ones do like patches on the kids' rodeo shirts, or we can do something on the trailer as far as like a decal or something like that that would, promote our nation as well, the Quapaw Nation as well. Or that be, I don't know how it all works out as far as like downstream and Saracen, or if it's all just combined together, or how that whole thing works, but whatever type of advertisement as far as that goes that we needed to do as well.
That's great. Thank you. All right, so we've got a motion for two $500 donations, one for Cash Finn and one for Patent Finn. Business Committee, are there any further questions or discussion?
No.
All those in favor of approving two $500 donations, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed? The motion carries, and the two $500 donations are approved. And we'll get with you later because we do have some patches and decals and things of that
Perfect. That would
nature
be great.
available. That'd be wonderful.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you
Thank
guys
you.
very much.
Thank you.
All right, then we've got, let's see, these next two should be on Zoom, so I don't know, it's Coda Chavez and Benjamin Chavez.
Yes, ma'am. Hold on. Let's see if the camera works. There we go.
Hold on, we
I wanna
need to,
thank you guys
hold on
for
just a
the-
second, we need to mess with the volume because we can barely hear you.
Okay.
Go ahead and speak again. Hopefully we'll be able to hear you now.
Okay. I want to say good morning and thank you guys for your time. My name is Coda Chavez, and I am an enrolled member of the Quapaw tribe of Oklahoma. I am a descendant of Francis Quapaw Good Eagle. My great-grandpa is Ronnie Good Eagle Sr. I am requesting financial assistance for expenses on registration fee, hotel, gas, and etc. to attend the annual Native Golf Youth Championship tournament hosted by NB3 Foundation, which is founded by the Native American professional golfer O-Gah-Pah III. The tournament will be held at Santa Ana Golf Course in Santa Ana Pueblo, New Mexico, July 20th and the 22nd, 2025. Winners of each age division earn the prestigious opportunity to compete on the national stage at the O-Gah-Pah III Junior Golf National Championship in Kinder, Louisiana. This will be the fourth year attending and proudly representing the Quapaw tribe. I have been playing golf since I was 5 years old. I have played in the Junior PGA League summers of 2014 and 2015, U.S. Kids Golf Association 2020 to 2024, South Central PGA Summer 2024. I have played for Cushing Public Schools since 7th grade to my senior year. I recently graduated from Cushing High School and will be attending Seminole State College in the fall on a golf scholarship while pursuing a business degree. I plan to use this opportunity to gain recognition and experience in hopes to transfer to a Division I college that will center towards the PGM program, Professional Golf Management, while also continuing my golf career. I cannot give enough thanks and appreciation for the support of the Quapaw tribe has given me the last 3 years to further my future goals as a collegiate student. And Benjamin?
Thank you, Coda.
Good morning. Good morning, and thank you for my time. My name is Benjamin Chavez III. I am an enrolled member of the Quapaw tribe of Oklahoma. I am a descendant of Francis Quapaw Good Eagle. My great-grandpa was Ronnie Good Eagle. I am requesting financial assistance for my expenses on registration fee, hotel, gas, and etc. to attend the annual Native Youth Golf Championship tournament hosted by the NB3 Foundation, which is founded by the Native American professional golfer and Notabegay III. The tournament will be held in Santa Ana Golf Course in Santa Ana Pueblo, New Mexico, July 20 through 22nd, 2025. Winners of each division earn the privilege opportunity to compete on the national stage on Notabegay the Third Junior Golf National Championship in Kinder, Louisiana. This will be the third year attending and proudly representing the Quapaw tribe. I am 11 years old and have been playing golf since I could walk. I've been playing in the U.S. Kids Golf Association for 3 years. I have been placed top 5 for all 3 years. I am currently ranked 8 in the state of Oklahoma. As an 11-year-old, I plan to use this opportunity to further my golf career in hopes to play professional one day. This tournament has given me the opportunity to meet Native American youth golfers all over the U.S., and we have built friendships that have created many opportunities for me. Thank you for the support and have received the past tournaments for the Quapaw tribe.
Thank you, Benjamin. Sure do appreciate it. These are both budding golfers. We're very proud of you both.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, I move to donate $500 to each Hoda and Benjamin for their golf tournaments.
Second.
Got a motion on the floor to approve two $500 donations to Coda and Benjamin Chavez. Business Committee, any further discussion or questions for Benjamin or Coda?
Best of luck, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All those in favor of approving the two $500 donations, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. The motion carries and the two $500 donations are approved. And I think the next one is,
The good work.
Thank you, guys.
thank you. The next one is the Safe Haven Baby Box. Brad?
Good morning, Madam Chair.
Good morning.
Distinguished members of the Business Committee. Thank you for the opportunity to speak this morning. I'm here today as a liaison of Fireball. It's a 501c3 local nonprofit that supports local volunteer fire departments and community safety in Ottawa County. They're currently leading an initiative to install a Safe Haven Baby Box somewhere in Ottawa County. The Safe Haven Baby Box provides a secure, anonymous way for parents in crisis to safely surrender their newborns. It's a proactive, compassionate solution that has saved lives in other communities, and they believe it's time to bring that resource here to Ottawa County. To help to fund this $20,000 installation, it's quite a big ask. They've been actively soliciting donations from local groups and organizations and other tribal leaders. Fireball was hoping that the Quapaw Nation would consider making a donation toward this important cause. Donations would need to be made directly to Safe Haven Baby Box, Ottawa County. I believe they solicited some donations from ITC and then the MADS organization out of Miami. Just some information on it. Once they receive 75% of the final costs, they start building the box. After the full fundraising goal has been completed, that's when they'll determine installation date and time. They keep the information about where that installation will be kind of secret to deter people from showing up early before the box is installed, because that's an obvious safety concern. Outside of the solicitation for donations, they have 2 gun raffles for later in the fall, and they're also exploring some other fundraising ideas. Any contribution that you can make could make a significant impact and help ensure that this vital resource is available for those who need it most. Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, and thank you, Bradley, for presenting. As a former practicing nurse and working in the community, I understand the need for these and recognizing that women can find themselves in crisis situations. So I understand that there was a local tribal entity that made a $2,000 donation, and I would move that the Quapaw Nation match that donation of $2,000.
Second.
We have a motion on the floor for approving a $2,000 donation. Business Committee, any further discussion? All those in favor of approving the $2,000 donation, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say no. The motion carries and the $2,000 donation is approved.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so that concludes the donations. Let's go on to open forum. So the rules do remain in place. In order to speak, an individual must have submitted the form or must pertain to topics on today's agenda. There is a 5-minute time limit. One trip to the podium. Be respectful. Please use microphone. No one submitted a form this month. Is there anyone who wishes to speak on a topic from today's agenda? Yes, Barbara.
Yeah, I have a question on new business. Maybe I misheard. 071925B, the dates that this is in effect. It was said January 2020.
Sorry, just trying to go back to it.
Supreme Court justice appointments. Why was it back to 2020?
So that term ended in 2020 and then month to month thereafter.
So what was the approved appointment for?
The initial appointment was back in 2018. That's the resolution that it's referencing as 0622018.
Moving forward till when? Is it now? Is it current?
Yes, as of today. It would be effective today.
Okay. Also, I meant to mention in my report previously, one of the cultural committee members informed us that, and this might be of information for everyone, that September the 26th, Risa Supernaw Proctor reported that Dr. Dan Schwann will be speaking on the Native American Church and some of the information pertaining to that at Downstream. And there's no, from 10 to 1. Is that when it was? I have 10 to 1 here, but I don't know if that's the correct times. But September 26th, she announced that that would be taking place.
So that's September 26th at Downstream?
Yes.
Okay.
Dr. Dan Schwann, and he'll be speaking on the background and information pertaining to the Native American Church and the Quapaws.
Barbara, do you know, will there be some sort of a flyer or something that announces that more broadly?
She didn't say, but I can check with her.
Weena, I know yesterday I was at the cultural committee meeting and Risa was expressing that she's going to be reaching out to the whole business committee and a couple other individuals to finalize everything and get it out. So it'll be coming here soon.
Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't catch that. So.
Great.
Also, let's see, I had two other things. Anyway, one of them is the lawsuit between Flint Rock. Is there an update on that?
Trenton, is he still in the room? Thank you.
Yes, that is progressing. We had some communication with tribal attorneys this past week, reaching out to the realty office and myself to confirm some information, just because, as you guys are aware, the chat ownership is not always straightforward with undivided interest and things. So we're supplying, excuse me, some information the first of this week to attorneys to clarify that, and then they'll be reaching out with some information in a letter that'll come from the realty office to everybody that's affected in that Ritz pile with Flint Rock. So that will be coming soon.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
And just a bit of FYI, since older elders don't always, they're not always electronically adapted. I really miss the director's reports so that we kind of know what's going on without having to try and search it on our website. And that's another issue. And I have even had younger individuals, tribal members, and committee people say, our website would be nice if you could, because as you all know, we talked about it the other day, you can't type in something that you're looking for. There's no space to type in search, and if you did, you wouldn't get any information. So why can't it be like when you Google something and you type it in there and then it comes up? If I was looking for a resolution the other day, for instance, you had to know the year, you had to know the month. You know, if I knew that, I'd know where to go to get it in the first place. So you can't search for anything on the website and find it. So that's why I too miss the reports, because getting on there and finding them, that's a chore for me. So. And it is for others. So just FYI.
Thank you for that feedback, Barbara. It's been a consistent challenge for a lot of folks. Yes.
I'm sure we need to make we did have an open forum request that was turned in. Unfortunately, it did not get on our agenda. So I want to apologize to Catherine Smith, and if we can allow Catherine Smith to speak now.
Absolutely.
Mine really isn't a complaint or nothing. I'm short and sweet. I've been trying to get a meeting with you guys over some grievances since March, and I would just like to see if you guys would set that date for me today.
It was our understanding that matter was gaming property related or gaming casino related, and that's the DDA's purview, not the business committee at this juncture.
I've tried to contact them through email, like several emails, and they've never contacted me. I've not heard anything on it. That's why I moved to do the petition to get a meeting with you guys since March. And I've had no response from them. I've had no response from you guys, and I just like a meeting to get it done.
What do y'all think? So,
minus that one.
Why don't I'd like to suggest that we follow up with the DDA, because if we bypass that board and go directly to the BC, it's more than likely going to be an item that we may or may not have the ability to affect.
I have 12 different emails since March to them with no response.
If I may.
Sure.
The DDA is meeting this afternoon. I will be in attendance, and I will address this with the DDA.
Okay, and will you get with me on when they
Yes, ma'am, I sure will.
Because I want to actually meet with them in person, because I don't want to do the secondhand information.
Yes, I will. I'll get back with you and give you what information I receive.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you, Catherine. I think that, Mikhail?
Yes, I just want to provide clarification. The Cybersecurity Planning Committee meeting is on the 28th, not the 21st.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. So that's July 28th. So it's a week from Monday. Is that correct? Okay.
Hey, that reminds me too. Barbara, when's your guys' next cultural committee meeting?
August 22nd
Okay.
at 1 p.m. at the classroom.
Okay. I didn't hear you say that earlier, and I wanted to be sure to ask you, so.
Oh, sorry.
All
I
right.
don't think I did say that. Is that right? We think that's right. Let me look on my phone. Hold on.
We'll find out later, huh?
Barbara, just tell him it'll be posted to the website.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
It is August 21st, correction, at 1 p.m.
August 21st at 1 at the classroom at the museum.
All right. Thank you.
If it was on the website, I probably couldn't find it. I gotta look on my phone.
And Grace, I was just curious to when the elders are going to meet the next time? When you,
Wisdom Keepers will be meeting the first Thursday of August, which I believe is the 7th. It's a Thursday,
Okay.
the 7th.
all right, thank you.
Okay. Buddy?
Good morning, Buddy Shapp. I wanted to ask about something I touched on last month. It's in Executive Director Helms's report on Beaver Creek. I wanted to see if she could give a detailed report of what this project entails.
I only reported that. It is not my project. It is with Joey Giswater.
That's accurate. It's primarily with me kind of heading it up, but at the same time, the whole business committee has the opportunity to see and watch and look at everything too, in conjunction with John Jackson, our project manager. So, buddy, I'm more than happy to meet with you sometime, get all the current drawings we have, and sit down and put them in front of you and let you review them if you're
Who
willing.
had the original idea for this project?
Well, I'm not.
Because she was concerned about the
Erosion.
of the
Right.
creek.
Yeah,
Erosion.
I was gonna.
Camps that fallen off into the creek.
I was gonna say in this setting up here, I was the first one to bring it up, but in a previous setting, Barbara was the first one to bring it up, and in many other different settings, many other tribal members have talked about it for years, decades, ever since they moved down the hill from the top.
Yeah. Well, I have no doubt that something needs to be done. I've actually seen the map of the project, and I saw that before I started working, just FYI. So for everybody's information, from the west side of the grounds to the east side, the project is going to entail concrete walls that vary in height from 4 foot to 11 feet. And so you're going to have anywhere from a 4 foot to 11 foot drop off. You have plans to put a fence to protect people from falling in?
Yes, that's part of the plan, but it's not gonna be like this. It's never intended to be just like this. We're gonna slope off and gradually come back up to the existing banks and fill in where we have to. That was one reason I wanted to get Native Strategies to provide a 3D rendering, so that way not everybody has to read a topographical map and then read through schematic plans and adjust it in their own minds with their own levels of knowing that specific field, but rather to have something realistic like a 3D rendering that we can show. And in previous BC meetings, that's what I had said to both the elders and the cultural committee. Once we have that, was to take that to those meetings. And I guess I fell short a little bit. I should put it out there too for comment.
Well, have you talked to people that has camps alongside the creek? I know you mentioned Barbara, but anyone else?
Multiple different camps.
Because I've talked to 5 different camps, and they were unaware of this project. Is what they told me anyway.
Well, if you want to relay them to me, give them. I mean, all my information's on the website. My number's 918-533-4462, joey.giveswater@quapawnation.com.
And do you have a,
Really, quite honestly, I'm very open to any kind of comment or feedback or criticism or anything like that. If you're talking to people that I've not communicated with, please relay them over to me so I can get how they're feeling.
do you have a estimate of what this total project is going to cost?
There's a rough estimate of 1 to 2 million.
I still think there's better solutions, but I mean, I would be willing to sit down and meet with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Thanks for your time today.
Thank you.
Buddy, wait a minute. I too had some concern about the same things that he was talking about, but it was just explained to me that similar to a big viaduct that they have down in Tulsa that we've all probably seen when we drive along, it's supposed to be concrete all the way. They just explained to me from the creek bank up to the wall, concrete, kind of, like a big trough, I guess, or trade, and then flattened off up at the top and filled in. So that was better than what I thought it was going to be anyway, than the big drop off like what you were talking about.
No.
Yeah.
Just FYI.
Yeah.
FYI.
I, for one, do not want any form of severe drop-off that can endanger anybody who will be down there. I myself, I got 5 children, small children too, and I try to do the best I can as a father to keep them up away from that creek. Not like I ever listened as a kid, but honestly speaking, but it's not. Last meeting when you asked your first initial question, that's what I meant by practical. Nothing. Like this, like they can just.
So going off Barbara's description, it's going to be more of a spillway than a creek then?
More or less, yeah.
Okay. I still think there's better options.
Let's get together sometime. I want to hear it.
All right. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, buddy. Anybody else?
Question. If we're
Virginia?
If we're gonna dig out, and this is just, I don't know enough about it, it's just a question. But if we're gonna dig out from the bottom to build like a spillway, why can't, is it not an option to take what we've dug out to put on the bank and create a barrier with some vegetation and things like that instead of putting concrete that's gonna, one, erode and cause more damage down the road that we're gonna have to turn around and repair again? Just a question.
No, that's a good question. The plan is to use any excess material on site instead of like most projects where they dig out excess material and they take it off and haul it somewhere else, or the vendors keep it and do something with it. I don't want to do that. Whatever we dig up and move around here, the earth, I want to keep here. Yeah. No, it's a good point. But what we use and what we move around down here won't be big enough to fill up the space that's been eroded over the past decades. Not everything's going to be concrete either. It's not going to be like a giant concrete plate. There's going to be a giant form of riprap included in the project too, which does work and does not erode away like people think, because we did that on a previous project at Catholic 40. If you go down and look at the creek, we straightened out down there. But if you want to, Angie, we can get together and we talk about it. Yeah, that's what I mean, you know. And anybody else that you hear of that has questions or concerns or feedback like that, please relay them over.
Hold on, let's get a microphone to Brenda, please.
Have you consulted with any kind of engineer?
Yes, Native Strategies. Yeah. They were kind of the part of the leading point to help get the project done, and it's right in their wheelhouse. They have a lot of history with different tribal nations and different functions and projects.
So will it still work down by the lower bridge also?
That's the plan, is to go all the way down there.
From one end to the other?
From one edge of the property to the other.
Well, it sure beats the pylons that used to be there when I was a kid and we'd walk out on them, so we're good with that.
You betcha. You bet.
Anybody else for open forum? Oh, Grace, Good Eagle.
I'd first like to address the business committee. You were elected, and you took an oath that you were going to make decisions for the people. And that's understandable because we need some order. But by the same token, what some of us are experiencing is because of so many changes, there's confusion. And we don't always know what's going on, and we put in a request and we don't get a response back. But it's really about the people. And I'm speaking now as a former chair of the O-Gah-Pah. Quapaw way, we are to serve. You are to serve, we are to serve each other. That's my comment.
Yes, ma'am.
I want to thank you all for the last year I was able to serve. I know I reapplied to run again, but next week, if Frank, you guys want to mark me off of those ballots, I appreciate the opportunity. It's been a privilege and an honor to serve you all for this past year. You know, my heart's still with the Quapaw people. I love all of our Quapaw people. Since I've been in here, one of my main pushes was increased accountability. I think we're better, but I think we need to still increase that accountability amongst everybody sitting up here, amongst all of our employees. We have a lot of hard-working, good employees, and it's with a heavy heart that I say this, but you know, I want to spend more time with my grandkids. Wasn't taking blood pressure medicine before this, and I'm not looking for any sympathy because that's not me. I do love our people, and I believe we have a beautiful place down here. I think we need to ask more from our business committee, and you know, I tried to work hard for you all, but I think you all deserve more from us up here as well. You should ask more questions, sit in these meetings, come to these meetings. Ask for notes from meetings, for discussions and things. You are entitled. All that stuff is your business. You should ask more from us. Demand it. So I think, you know, we have some good stewards of our resources. Eric Boone is a fabulous guy. He watches our money like it's his own. Jerry Helms works hard for us. Trenton, Steva, they work themselves silly. And I hope, Trenton, they get you some help and get you, divide some of that, take some of that off your plate. We have some good, hardworking people in this tribe, but I think we should ask more accountability from top to bottom when our construction projects are done. We need more accountability. And I know Barbara's mentioned Chris Samples, and he is a good advocate for us. We pay him, but he stays on those construction folks like it's his own project. And he is good for our folks, I think. You know, may come back in a few years, maybe bad, but that's my interpretation from where I sit right now. So I just want to thank you all for the opportunity to have served. It's been a privilege. Again, ask more from your leaders and your executives, because, you know, our tribal members deserve the best, I believe, you know, so thank you. I'm gonna finish serving my term. I'll finish that out. So,
Thank you for everything that you've done, Mans. No one could have done more. Anybody else for open forum? Member Mercer, would you please close us out in prayer?
We thank you for everyone that's in attendance here today. We ask that you reach your hand out on all of our members, all throughout this country, all throughout the world, wherever they may reside. Give them blessings abundantly. We ask that you guide us, guide our footsteps, guide our hearts. Put in our hearts a desire to us guidance through the remainder of days as we attend other meetings. And in your name, we ask these blessings, because within ourselves we can do nothing. In the name of your Son, we ask it.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.